She can yell.
You better
she
back
can
it
yell.
up.
She can yell. She can yell. What's up?
Back
What's
it
up?
up.
What's up? Exactly. Pussy nigga.
What we're saying, brothers, if you're hearing this and you're within the sound of my voice, let's step up and be real men in the sight of our children, our wives, our sisters, aunties, grandma, ancestors, and the Creator. Period. Hold on.
And let me just say something, Brother Rich. I like he said, this is not about indicting anybody. Everything that we're saying is coming from a position of love. This is serious. If the war wasn't clear before, it should be very clear now. I am a woman with a child. I am placing a demand on all of our brothers. What? I am placing a demand on all of our brothers. This is not just specific to the Nation of Islam, but I have a special relationship to the Nation of Islam and a special fondness of the FOI. I am placing a demand on every black man in this country. What? I am placing a demand on every black man in this country. We need to get it together. We need protection. We keep talking that women need to submit to men. The man is the head of the household. Prove it.
Have both of you on the show, and we're going to talk about some issues. I'm going to go ahead and get right into the questions.
Okay.
And once again, I'm going to give both of you a chance to respond. This first question is to Pearl Jr.
Yeah.
Okay. You said in the podcast recently with an interview with Coach, it is treason for black men to abandon us, meaning black women. We as black women are your responsibility. We are failing without you. Would you care to talk a bit more about that?
Well, I think that, after you learn so much and you get into the bare basics of the natural instinct, the physiological makeup of man, the physiological makeup of women, and then you finally say, okay, something is missing. What is missing? And men have a natural instinct to achieve and acquire things to attract a woman. And when you take away that instinct to achieve, to aspire, that motivation, it really hurts the man in the long run. So when I say that black women are black men's responsibility, well, gosh, we're girls. I don't mean girls as far as age, but I mean girls in a sense of we need to be provided for and protected. And without us being provided for and protected, the race is not succeeding. We're failing as a race, and we're going down worse, and there's more men that are going to jail, and it's just a bad situation all in and of itself. So what we thought was cool as far as smacking, hey, baby, hey, boo, what's your name, this, that, and the other, that just isn't working. So we got to get back to the basics.
Tariq Rashid, would you care to respond?
Yes, I would. The thing is, black women cannot complain that black men are abandoning them because black women are the main ones who are talking about they're independent. You don't need a man. You can do it on your own. And after years of listening, well, that's the era that you guys created, and we're not going to sit up and just play games with you guys. If you want to be independent, be on your own, you don't need a man, knock yourself the fuck out.
But you know what? Wait. First of all, I hear antagonism, and I don't want to be antagonistic against you because I don't want to be fighting with a man. Okay, that doesn't solve anything. Now, what I would say is you're right. We did make some errors in the past. Daddy was a welfare check mentality, really hurt us because when the government is giving you everything, why do we need to even put up with your trifling selves? That's what was in the mentality.
Somebody needs to pay for all my children and mine and Gary, all our suffering, all our pain. Somebody needs to be held accountable.
We tried to help them, and I think several other agencies, with paying of her rent and the paying of her utilities and stuff.
But now that everything has come to fruition and we're not winning, we got to rethink some of the old thinking that we had.
But if you make an error, sometimes you have to deal with the repercussions of your error.
And I think we are.
Well, hey, and you got to repent for that. It's not our fault that you messed up.
Yeah, it is. Because you guys have been men despite it. All other men could have, every woman could have gotten welfare. Every woman could have. But certain men said, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to stand up as a man.
No, you sisters were talking about you don't need black man, you're independent, you're all this stuff. So we said, okay, so be it. Be independent, be by yourselves. If a person goes out and commit a crime and they go to jail, of course, when they're in jail and they're being punished, they want to say, okay, well, damn, let's change the game a little bit. But at the end of the day,
what I'm saying is, so who's going to win if we do that? Who's going to win?
But we're already winning. The brothers are winning because we.
No, you're not. You guys are incarcerated more than ever before. You're dying of disease. It's not true. That's not true. You guys are getting get it, but then you telling us.
As in black men, we're forced to take responsibilities for our actions because they are.
How are we forced to?
Because they have what's called fucking prison.
You're not taking care of your children. You're leaving us. You're abandoning us. You're abandoning your kids. There's more black single households than ever before. We're getting more abortions than anybody, any other race, at a rate of 300% more than white women are getting abortions. We're killing our babies. We're taking care of them ourselves. I mean, damn.
Do that. That's a choice. Yeah. Having babies because it's a choice. That's your choice to do.
Yeah,
that.
We get abortions, but we don't have them by ourselves, dude. This is one thing that it takes two people to tangle.
And it takes one to do the running man and run your ass away from the dick if you can't take care of your kids.
Stop playing us as hoes, then. Stop teaching brothers how to go get coochie.
But I don't teach
them. I don't understand your whole point. At one point you telling brothers, hey man, this is how you get to coochie. You parading scantily clothed women on your website, and then you telling us not to give up the coochie. You sound so confused and twisted.
I tell you to jump out of a window, you gonna jump out of a goddamn window too?
Look, I ain't a hoe. Okay, I'm not a hoe. I ain't on your website. I don't have scantily clothed women on my website or scantily clothed men on my website. I'm not sitting there talking about Mac and all this stuff, the art of Macking and how to get yours and this, that, and the other, how to con women out of their bodies and not give them nothing for it.
Country that's white men and black women. White women were oppressed a lot because you have choices. Nobody's oppressing you. You try to make it seem like the black man is holding you back. The black man is the most powerless man in this country.
So y'all need to up your game then. Y'all got some work to do.
We're good. We're good now because we're
you're not. You just sit there and complain about it. How we're outbeating you. How could you let girls outbeat you? I don't get that. That's because you guys need to put more effort into it and work harder. Period.
We're doing our thing.
Well, do it better then.
The black man in America has to be a hustler about his. So a black man has to identify the enemy. Now, if there's black women who want to be down, when black men want a black woman who's down, he needs to roll with them. But when you get these Pearl Jr. type sisters, they are the enemy. You avoid them like the plague and don't fall for the bullshit. This is why these Pearl Jr. type women are not getting married.
What can we do to turn the tide?
It's like they have no race loyalty. Like they don't realize how desperate they're needed in the black race community, how desperately they're needed as role models in the black race. And it's really, to me, it's treason to not realize that, because the reputation that they give to their same black biracial daughters, to black women, is the same reputation their little girls are going to grow up to have to suffer through. So they really need to rethink that, because they're disrespecting their mamas and their daughters.
Let me hit on that. Now, as far as the black men being brainwashed into believing that blonde hair and blue eyes is the standard of beauty, a lot of black women believe blonde hair and blue eyes is the standard of beauty.
We're trying to get y'all to come back home.
The thing is, we got so many sisters walking around with blonde weaves and blue contacts. If you look at BET,
that's what you want.
Damn well, if we're gonna get a blonde, we're not gonna get a bootleg blonde. We might as well get the real fucking deal.
Well, then, but that's how
fuck with you like that.
Can I tell you something? That's how hurt and desperate we are to get your attention.
We're not trying to get
the bottom line.
When a black man has money, he doesn't want a hurt and desperate woman. We don't want to bring that into our family.
But that's what we are, though, and you got to realize what it is. Because we have to, at a certain point, a man has to stand up and be a man and say, you know what, we haven't been doing y'all right.
Because the thing is, we're with sisters who are comfortable with themselves and who are true to themselves. Because if she's true to herself, she's going to be true to us. But if you're
we want to be like that, but y'all ain't paying attention.
Don't want charity cases. Financially stable, doesn't have his own crib, usually don't have a car, don't have a career, so he has to take what he can get. Now, as the 18-year-old woman and 18-year-old man get around 25, 26, things start to kind of level out, because the woman now has probably a kid. She has the little emotional baggage. her body isn't as tight as it used to be. Whereas the man is just getting out of college, he's getting his career together, getting him a car, getting a home, getting his stuff, finances in order. Now women are finding him a little more desirable. Now when men and women get around 35, the woman's stock has dwindled tremendously. They're going to outman us, disrespect us, say we ain't shit, dry snitch on us, niggas getting locked in jail because of these sisters snitching, writing books about brothers, telling our personal business on websites, gossiping.
Okay, let's get into the next question.
Yes, sir.
In your Importance of Man podcast,
yes,
you said the black community is a matriarchal society.
Yes.
So a lot of brothers are used to being dominated by women. The average American male under 35 that are raised by single mothers were brought up to value women. So when they see these men, when they grow up, he ends up being run by his woman. Eventually, the woman loses respect for that man. Now, in your opinion, you feel like this is unnatural, I assume. Can you chime in on that?
It's extremely unnatural. Again, we live in a matriarchal society, so men have always gotten the feminine point of view on how to deal with women in relationships. Guys have to learn the hard way, black men especially. We have to learn the hard way on how to realistically deal with women, because black men start off believing that they have to nurture women and do all this stuff and provide. That's an ideologic mentality, but when brothers get out here dealing with women in real life, and these women are trying to twist them up, and they dealing with women who are not worthy of being taken care of like that, these women are not worthy of that type of respect, that makes brothers back off and be like, damn, what am I to do now? So a lot of brothers are moving on. Now, I say there are a lot of sisters out there, that's cool. Most brothers, especially successful ones, have just abandoned black women altogether. I don't even agree with that. I'm one of the few public figures, and I've always said this, male public figures, black men, that will still date black women. I have a lot of friends in Hollywood, and they might waddle out some sisters publicly, but in their private lives, they mess with white women all day long. It has become a scavenger hunt for the average black man to find a black woman who gives them respect and who really has her stuff together. Because a lot of sisters like to hide behind degrees, and I go to college and I do this, but this is not indicative of what black men want in a mate. We want somebody who can take care of home, somebody who can give us a peace of mind, somebody who can just give us basic respect. That's pretty much it. And a lot of sisters are not fighting. And if you do that, we have no problem taking care of you and all that. But if you're going to outman us, disrespect us, say we ain't shit, dry snitch on us, niggas getting locked in jail because of these sisters snitching, writing books about brothers, telling our personal business on websites, gossiping, we're cool on your ass.
Mm-hmm. And I see that is a problem, and I don't think that everything you say is wrong. Okay, there's always truth. I mean, a broken clock is right 2 times a day. But what I'm going to say about that, though, is that you guys have to take the first initiative, because in order for us to be more nurturing and to be softer, we have to feel safe. Even a skunk, when he's being attacked, he lets off a spray. Anybody does. Any species does. So when we are provided for and protected more as women, you'll see the natural womanness come out in us. It will, I promise you, because it's natural for us to be nurtured.
A skunk will leave the forest when there is no food, and that's what brothers are doing. We're leaving the forest.
Well, I mean, then we'll leave the forest too. Okay, I mean, come on. I found out that black men can't stand black women with non-black men. They hate us seeing us with white men. So if you want to do that, that's fine. Let me tell you something. Guess who will have the better neighborhood? Okay, guess who will be in the houses in the hills? It won't be the white girls with the brothers. It'll be the black women with the white men, because the white men have all the damn power, the money, and the control. So now who you trying to get up on? Huh?
Done it then. How come
like a punishment, like a punishment. You the one that'll be losing. White women take. They don't give. They take. Okay? I'm going to tell you something. White men are givers. They're providers and protectors. So if you want to talk about abandonment, then we'll abandon your asses, and you won't have nobody to pick you up when you fall. You understand me?
If you could have done it, you would have done it already. White men don't like the same shit we don't like. We don't like fat, loud-mouthed women.
Oh, come on. My sister's married to a white man. She don't work. He's a lawyer and everything. He's a civil rights attorney. My other sister's with a white man. He just got an inheritance of $1 million. They live on 3 acres in Idaho somewhere. What are you working on?
How come y'all ain't marrying them? Go knock yourself out. How come y'all ain't?
To be perfectly honest with you, I love black men.
No, you don't.
I grew up in a non-black neighborhood, and I've always loved black men.
You just shitted on brothers. You just shitted on all brothers. Ain't shit.
Your irresponsibility, everything. I've always been loyal to black men.
Please, go get your white man. Knock yourself out.
I've been loyal. I say this all the time. I say that I think black women should look outside because black men don't know what their responsibility is to provide and protect.
Other races of men like and dislike the same thing black men like. They want a peace of mind. White man ain't gonna bring no loud.
Are you kidding? We're getting married. It's increasing every day. What are you talking about? When a man is the provider and the protector, that's what you're not understanding. You get the respect. That's how it works. You guys want the respect without doing your job. That's the problem.
No, there's a collective lack of respect that black women have. There's a lot of love that sisters have for black men, but there's a collective lack of respect based.
You be the provider and the protector, and she got to depend on you for a roof over your head. That'll make her subservient real quick.
A black man can provide all day long, and the woman will be like,
but
okay,
y'all don't.
I'm about to leave you and get all this little child support money. So,
oh my God! Now you're going to mention the minuscule amount of child support when it's your own kid. You're going to complain about paying for your own kid now?
Minuscule.
I mean, come on, grow up.
Cleaners. They're taking brothers to the goddamn cleaners as far as child support.
Oh, that's a lie. That is such a lie. You have no idea. We get 20% of what white women get for child support.
That's what you do. And brothers ain't signing up.
Oh, my God. You're just like, you know how they call men, you know, like you said, that your mama's rage, you're your bitch maid. You're sitting there complaining like a girl. You're sitting there like angry black man. You want to make every excuse in the book. You don't want to see the reality of the communities where you're supposed to provide and protect, and there's crime and there's poverty. You don't want to see that 70% of us are having babies out of wedlock. You're abandoning us when you have an offspring there. You're not understanding that the households are run by women because you're not there. You're not understanding your own doggone point about Condoleezza, Kathy Hughes, and Oprah Winfrey beating you guys. You are men. Stand up and be men. Get out there. Fight the good fight. Be tigers. Be lions. Do it. I want you to.
You are a woman, so learn how to shut the fuck up and do what you're told.
Okay. Let's jump in. Let me jump in.
I do. With
this
my
question,
man, fuck up. You better believe it.
This question is for both of you.
I would beat the brakes off you if I was your man.
All right. Okay. With all the negatives that both of you have listed, what do you think is the root cause of some of these problems?
I think racism, and I think that when black and now I think what's happening is hip hop, where you're disrespecting
and general relief and all these welfare programs, and dumbass sisters fell for it.
We thought it was freedom.
It's a whole another digression. The bots and hoes. If you have
women, every species needs a man and a woman in order to continue. And with hip hop calling us bitches and hoes, it's really defeating black men. You guys are really not in good shape. As a group,
rappers calling y'all bitches and hoes, if you have such a problem with that, talk to them women about lining up around the corner to be in a bitches and hoe video. You guys like to be called bitches and hoes. They love it. The minute a bitch and hoe song come on, they're the first one dancing. So if you
we fell for it. We thought it was freedom of speech and all this other stuff, but now hip hop isn't selling anymore. The record industry is going down right now.
I'm not even going. That's a whole another digression. The bottom line is
we're not buying it anymore. We're waking up. We're waking up.
In the 60s and 70s, the government stepped to black women and be like, okay, if you have kids, we're going to give you this check under one condition. You cannot have a man in the house. Those were the stipulations of Section 8 and general relief and all these welfare programs. And dumbass sisters fell for it. Women with their minds together, they say, you
guys allowed it to happen.
How the fuck
you guys allowed the welfare system to beat you up? You allowed that.
Y'all went
White
for that.
men didn't. White women could have gotten welfare too, but white men fought with it. Mexican men, Asian men, they stayed with it. But you guys were the ones that did not, that punked out and let it beat you.
Please. What we supposed
to do? You let it beat you.
How we let that happen? Y'all got the checks.
But if you would have provided and protected more than the county would have, we would have chose you over the county. You see, but since we couldn't, we chose the guarantee because we couldn't depend on you, because you still had fear of massive slavery.
We had no fear of massive. Y'all just start popping out of nowhere to get an easy check. And you're suffering for that.
What do you mean easy check? You're suffering too. You guys are incarcerated like mad. You know, more down low men more than ever before. I mean, you guys aren't graduating from high school. You're not in college. You don't have a great job.
We're good. We're all right. We're not complaining. We're all right.
What do you mean? You're not okay. That's a fantasy. You guys are in bad shape as men. And I love you guys so much. And I'm going to tell you, I love black men so much. But somebody's got to whip you. Okay, you need to be, you understand your job is to provide and to protect.
If we're so fucked up, go get you another race of motherfuckers. That's my whole point.
I got a black man. I have a man.
If we're so fucked up, go get a plethora of other men to fuck.
No, I want you guys to do better. I don't want to
abandon you. Common denominator is you. That's the real thing. Common denominator, black women like you.
On us, then maybe we wouldn't have an attitude. Okay, take some responsibility for not doing your job and being irresponsible.
That's the
and thinking somebody needs to put up with your
That's a negative reinforcement that every black man is a cheater, which is not true. All black men.
You know that's a big issue. You know it is.
So if you already have these, if you already have these premonitions about black men stepping in, there's not going to be any kind of respect. And black men aren't going to stay around. If you have all these prerequisites on how fucked up a black man is, usually, if you get with a brother, you bring him that baggage, he's not messing with you. Sisters, get the baggage out of your system. Brothers aren't fucking with you with all that baggage. Brothers are doing some Southwest Airlines shit. It's 2 bags allowed. Anything other than that, check that shit at the door. Brothers are doing some Southwest Airlines shit. It's 2 bags allowed. Anything other than that, check that shit at the door.
And as we always say bang, bang.